Okay, so I really wanted to go over something that has really been bothering me in Marvel Rivals for a while now. The game's been out for a couple weeks, and there's one glaring problem that I have with the game. And I love almost everything else about the game. That problem is tier lists. Or more specifically, the people that use tier lists. Now, games overall, this day and age, have pretty much kind of all devolved into the same thing, where it's a bunch of people watching tier lists and content related to that, and then taking it as gospel and then not trying anything new and then trying to bully other people based upon what their opinions are. In this game, I'm playing Storm, and as you can see, I have Lord on Storm already, and I've pretty much been one-tricking Storm all the way up into like Diamond 1, Grandmaster. Uh, it's been working out pretty well. She has some problems, but overall, I've been enjoying playing Storm. So far, the biggest hurdle that I've had while playing this character is not the character itself, but actually my teammates. About like 10 to 20% of my games, my teammates ban my Storm when I hover it because they don't want me playing a garbage tier hero or a bottom tier hero or playing a troll pick. The other percent of the time, if our team struggles at all in the first point, like in this game here, then my team starts to self implode. And in this game, I started off like pretty much 0-3. I think the Spider-Man kills me here as well. And I've just been getting run down by this Psylocke and this Spider-Man. And I haven't really been having any help with like people turning around. And Storm's really bad against dive heroes, unless her team is like kind of protecting her. And so like the Spider-Man flies at me. I can't really protect myself because Storm's like single target DPS is really low and like her burst damage is pretty low. So if Spider-Man just sends it on me and I don't get heals, then I'll just die. And Storm really revolves around farming up her ultimate and using it consistently and as many times as possible to farm damage. And at this point, my team is telling me that I'm a troll. Specifically, this Namor is telling me that I'm a troll, that I should off myself, that like I can't believe that I'm trolling his game Storm, that I'm 0-3, and that I'm not doing anything. Um, and one of the biggest problems, like I said, about playing Storm is not her herself, but her teammates. Your teammates will self implode, and Storm isn't really like she's not a character like Psylocke or Hela or something like that, where you're just going to consistently get picks. But she does destroy whole teams with her ultimate when they're trying to contest a point. Now, I think this has been a problem that has been kind of brewing in games for a while now, with social media becoming bigger and bigger every year. But I think Marvel Rivals exposes this problem much more clearly and much more drastically, that people just bandwagon on whatever they think is good or whatever they think is meta. And especially in the game like this, that's more closely to, I would say, like Dota 2, actually, in terms of like balance and like game philosophy. Games games like this, like there's a bunch of heroes that are strong and team compositions matter a lot. And I think it's really clear with things like Wolverine recently being regarded as a character that is trash.
Bro, Wolverine fucking sucks. You won't change my mind. Wolverine sucks. Wolverine is bad.
And now people are regarding it as, oh, this character is actually really good.
Yeah. Just got abducted by Wolverine. Okay. Oh, okay.
Same thing with Hulk at the beginning of the game. Everyone thought was terrible. And then now people realize that, well, Hulk is actually harder to play than we thought he is. He's pretty good by himself, but his team up is actually super valuable and provides like a really good team composition to build around. And so I don't blame content creators specifically, because content creators are really just doing what they like. They're playing the game and they're giving their opinions on it. But the side effect that happens is that your games just get flooded with people that take it as gospel. And it becomes much harder to play the game for like your average person or test things out, because things will simply have a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I don't know, I just thought this was like a really interesting problem, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you guys think that like it's not a problem, that actually everyone knows what they're talking about, and you shouldn't be trying new things in ranked? Even though I'm not really trying new things, I've played Storm almost, I think, over 100 games now, or almost 100 games, with a high win rate. But do you think that we should wait for higher tier players to change their opinions about something? Do you think that people should just play what they want and not have to get trolled, flamed, and like called slurs about it for doing so? What do you guys think? The funny thing is that we actually ended up winning this game. We held here at the last point. Storm's really good at like controlling like long corridor spaces and having teams that have to push into her or that have to hold like a choke point. And so we actually end up holding here. Our healers did an amazing job. Our frontline did an amazing job. And our Black Panther drew like a lot of pressure. I noticed this in games a lot, especially in this when you're playing solo queue in a very uncoordinated environment, that once you get pushed to these like end zones where your team is spotting really close and forced to play together, your team starts doing a lot better, because now teamwork is forced, and it's a lot easier for people to be like, oh, okay, we're going to position in a way that makes it easy for everyone to do their job. I've noticed that happens a lot, and if my team doesn't self-implode and actually keeps trying, I noticed that like coming back from games is actually pretty nice in this in Marvel Rivals. And this is coming from someone that played a lot of like League and stuff like that. So when your team gets really far behind, comebacks are definitely doable in League. I make comebacks all the time. It's a lot harder than compared to a game like Marvel Rivals, where seemingly the game can snowball due to ultimate economy, but also can stabilize very well for the same reason and due to positioning where you are on the map. So I'm really curious about what the general public thinks about like tier lists and content creation and like trying different heroes and like figuring out for yourself whether or not something is bad. Because I really think Marvel Rivals is going to be a game that comes down to like ult economy and making really good and interesting team comps and trying to counter each other. And I think almost every hero in this game has very unique things that they can do. And I haven't really seen any character that really just does it all with no drawbacks. I think like the closest thing that I can think of is like maybe Doctor Strange, who has really good tanking and also really good damage, and can control space really well. But like even then, like I think Doctor Strange is very well rounded, but I don't know if I would call him like overpowered or anything like that. And then characters like Hela and Hawkeye are I think overtuned damage wise, but because of the season bonus giving them 20% damage every for free every game, I don't know. Like, I wonder how those characters would be without season bonus. Because like without the season bonus, instead of Storm getting 3 shot by three hella body shots, she would instead get 4 shotted, which would give her a lot more time and actually give her the chance to win those duels. I don't know. That's just like my ramblings on Storm and about like tier lists and people's like opinions and stuff like that. This No More has been kind of making my life miserable the whole entire game. He's calling me like trash, telling me to like off myself, calling me the N word and like slurs and the whole entire time and telling me that I'm like been useless and I'm not contributing at all to the team. And as you can see, by the end of the game, I have the most limbs, I have the most final hits, I have the highest damage, I have better accuracy. Pretty much every marker that I could do as like a duelist, considering that he's not playing a flanker like our Black Panther. Like our Black Panther is getting value in different ways, but me and Nomura are both kind of like sit in the back, poke, try to pad damage, get value out of our ultimates, and in pretty much every metric, I outperformed him with what he considers is a garbage tier F tier hero. So if Storm is garbage tier F tier and I'm consistently outperforming people most games, then what does that say about either the community or the players that are playing their like good heroes? Either Storm is not as bad as people think, or they're just saying that I'm that much better than them. In either case, it's not really looking that good for Storm haters. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you been experiencing any trolling your games based upon like what you pick and people just kind of imploding? Uh, what do you think about Storm? How many Storms have you even seen? Have you still not seen a Storm in your games, or has all the Storm players been terrible? Maybe you have been playing with Storms and they've been doing really well. I really want to know what you guys think in the comments below.